1996, I started with the Florida Department of Corrections, and then in 1999, I was hired with the Hardee County Sheriff's Office.
And so how long did you work with the Hardee County or what were the years you worked for Hardee?
1999 until 2023.
All right. And did you retire at that point?
I did.
And you missed it so much you came back?
I did.
All right. So, sir, so what was your position with the Hardee Sheriff's Office in November of 2022?
November of 2022, I was a detective.
And so would that have been your role back on November 1st of 2022?
It was.
And I do want to go back to that time frame.
Okay,
sir? During that time frame, did you become involved in the death investigation of a Eureal Shock?
I did.
This is where the testimony shifts from background information to the heart of the case. Detectives often spend the first few minutes establishing their experience and credibility, but now we're entering the actual investigation. Pay close attention to what this witness personally observed versus what he later learned from others. That distinction can carry significant weight with a jury.
How did you become involved, sir?
I heard the call for service over the radio.
And what did you do once you received that call?
I responded to the scene in my vehicle.
And so where did you go?
I went to the incident location, Cason Road.
And was that a residence?
It was.
Whose is that?
The defendant, Miss Nix.
And when you got out there, what was going on, sir?
As soon as I arrived, I could tell that something had happened. I already knew because of the call. And the husband had his knees down, sitting on his knees in the yard, had his hands in his face. He was crying. I think Tracy was walking around very frantic. And
do you know approximately what time you got out there?
I don't know exactly what time it was.
Okay. And so you see this that's going on. What else is going on, sir?
Medical units are arriving. Other law enforcement are arriving.
And when you say medical units, you're referring to?
The ambulances.
And so the address you went out, sorry about the question, but is that in Hardee County?
It is in Hardee County.
Okay. And
think about the emotional impact of this moment. The detective is describing the immediate aftermath, and both sides of the courtroom are likely paying close attention to those observations. Here's a question for you. When investigators describe someone's behavior at a scene, how much should that influence your opinion of what happened? Is panic evidence of guilt, grief, shock, or some combination of all three?
What did you say Tracy Nix was doing?
She was walking around. She appeared to be in a frantic state. She was crying as well.
And did you discover what was going on out there?
I did.
What happened?
I discovered that she had left her granddaughter, Eureal, in the vehicle that she was driving that day.
Thus the frantic nature?
Correct. That was the reason that she was frantic.
And what was the granddaughter's name?
Eureal Shock.
And was Eureal Shock there when you got there?
I believe she was in the ambulance, if not, had already been transported.
Okay. So what did you do next, sir, once you're out of that scene?
My supervisor advised me to go to the hospital, the Advent Health in Wauchula, and take possession, not possession, but be there for the scene of the child and begin photographing Eureal Shock.
And so you took photographs?
I did.
Approaching you with what's been pre-marked as Stage Exhibits 4 through 8. Please keep them down and go through each one of them. See if you recognize them. Look up when you're ready to proceed, sir. Okay? Are you ready, sir?
Yes.
First, I'd like to for you to take a look at Stage Exhibit number 4. It should have been in order.
Okay.
Do you recognize that item, sir?
I do.
What is that?
It's a picture of Eureal Shock in the hospital bed.
Notice what the prosecution is doing here. These exhibits aren't just evidence. They're helping jurors visualize the reality of the tragedy. In courtroom strategy, photographs can be incredibly powerful because they connect testimony to something tangible. The challenge for jurors is balancing emotion with objective evaluation of the facts.
And what was Uriel's status when you were taking these pictures?
She was already deceased.
Is that a fair and accurate representation of what you observed that day at the hospital?
It is.
Your Honor, the state would seek to enter into State's Exhibit Number 4.
Defense any objection?
No, Your Honor.
So admitted without objection.
And the state will publish them once they've all been admitted, Your Honor. Would you please take a look at State's Exhibit Number 5, sir?
Yes.
What is that?
It's a picture of Eureal Shock's little hand.
And what does the picture show?
The hand is clasped shut, like gripping.
And is that a fair and accurate depiction of what you observed that day in the hospital?
It is.
Your Honor, the state would seek to enter in State's Exhibit Number 5 at this time.
Defense
No objection.
admitted without objection.
Would you please turn to State's Exhibit 6? Do you recognize State's Exhibit 6?
I do.
What is that?
It's a knitted, crocheted blanket that the hospital provided for Eureal Shock.
Is that to place her in, I guess?
It was to cover her up to comfort.
Okay. And
And there it is, a key legal moment. The defense objects, arguing the teddy bear isn't relevant to proving the facts at issue, and the judge agrees. This is an important reminder that not every emotional detail makes it into evidence. Courtrooms operate under rules designed to keep jurors focused on facts that directly help answer the legal questions before them.
does that fairly and accurately depict that blanket that you saw that day?
It does.
Your Honor, the state would seek to enter in State's Exhibit Number 6 at this time.
Defense
No objection.
admitted without objection. Number 6.
And finally, State's Exhibit, or second, finally, State's Exhibit Number 7, do you recognize that item?
I do.
What is that?
It's the little red or pink onesie that Eureal was wearing that day.
And does that fairly and accurately depict the onesie as you saw it that day?
It does.
Your Honor, the state would seek to enter State's Exhibit Number 7 at this time.
Defense
No objection.
admitted without objection. Number 7.
And finally, State's Exhibit Number 8, would you please look at that?
I did.
What is that?
It's a little teddy bear.
And why was that photographed?
I don't know why I photographed it, but I put it in with Eureal before I zipped up her body bag.
Is that something that was with her?
It was.
And is that a fair and accurate depiction of what you saw that day?
It is.
State would seek to enter State's Exhibit Number 8.
Defense
No objection on relevance, Judge.
sorry, boss. All right, members of the jury, I'm sustaining the objection on the number 8. You're not to consider that as evidence, which is the teddy bear.
Your Honor, at this time, the state would like to just publish State's Exhibits 4 through 7.
All right,
And
go
please,
ahead and ahead and publish. Go ahead and give me number 8, please. We have 8.
Yes.
At this stage, the investigation is becoming more methodical. Once the scene is stabilized, detectives begin building a timeline, collecting statements, and coordinating with the medical examiner. In cases like this, timelines are often everything. Small details about where someone was, what they did, and when they did it can become crucial pieces of the larger puzzle.
Now publishing State's Exhibit number 4. And once again, sir, what was this?
That is Eureal Shock in the hospital.
State's Exhibit number 5, and once again, sir.
That is her little clenched hand as she was laying on the bed in the hospital.
State's Exhibit number 6.
That is the hand crocheted blanket that some of the hospital staff had.
And State's Exhibit number 7.
That is Eureal Shock's onesie that she was wearing the day of the incident.
All right, if you'll please, when you're done with those exhibits, we'll give them to the clerk.
Yes, Your Honor.
Just do your thing. I already removed it and marked
Just wanted to make
it
sure.
back.
Thank you, Your Honor. I appreciate that. Did you do anything further at the hospital, sir?
Yes.
What else?
As the family arrived, I unzipped the body bag and tried to make it a little presentable so they could say their goodbyes.
Okay. And following that, sir?
I contacted the medical examiner and was advised by him to have Eureal Shock sent up to him.
So I went to the medical examiner's office?
She did.
She did, yeah. Following making sure that Uriel went to the medical examiner, what was your next step in this case, sir?
I interviewed the 3 ladies that had lunch with Miss Nix at the Beef O'Brady's.
And who would that be?
If I can look at my notes.
If you need to refresh recollection, please do so, then look up when you're ready.
Okay. One of the ladies was Judy Terrell. The second lady was Miss Brenda Knight. And the third lady was Barbara Knight.
And as far as this case, I guess you conducted a couple more interviews, is that correct, of some people?
This exchange may seem brief, but it's exactly the kind of detail defense attorneys look for during cross-examination. They're testing the limits of the witness's observations and highlighting what the detective did not see. That's a core principle of trial work. Sometimes the gaps in testimony can be just as important as the testimony itself. What do you think? Did the cross-examination create any doubt, or did it leave the detective's overall account largely unchanged?
I did.
Who else did you interview in the case?
Her sister, Kayla's sister, the mother of Eureal Shock, and her brother-in-law.
Okay. And who was that? Refresh your recollection, sir, and look up.
Kayla's sister is Rebecca, and the brother-in-law's name is Jonathan Tucker.
And, sir, does that conclude your involvement in the case?
It does.
Thank you, sir. I have no further questions.
Thank you. Defense, Cross?
Thank you, Your Honor. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir.
You indicated when you first got there that you saw Nix.
I did.
Okay, do you know him?
I do.
Okay, and how long have you known him?
I don't know him personally. I just know of him personally.
Know of him.
Yes.
And what was he doing?
He was on his knees in the grass, and he was crying.
Okay. And you indicated that you saw Tracy Nix also.
I did.
And what was she doing?
She was walking around. She was hysterical, frantic. She wasn't screaming. She was just, you can tell when somebody is not normal, walking around in a frantic state.
Okay. Anything else that you noticed about Tracy Nix?
Nothing other than that. I was there a brief time.
All right. And you never saw her go behind the barn?
Look at my notes to see. No, I never seen her go behind the barn.
Thank you. I have no further questions, John.
All right, redirect.
No, Your Honor.
All right, may this witness be excused?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Thank you, officer. You're excused from your subpoena. You can go wherever you need to
Yes, sir.
go. All right, state, call the next witness.
Yes, Your Honor. State you call Detective Shane Ward.
All right, sir. Come on out and get us sworn in.